Hi everyone, Janie here, and today I'm going to show you how to make a candle holder or a little flower vase out of a bottle. It's easy and it's fun, and let's head over to my craft table so I can show you how. For this project, you're going to need a bottle. You can use a vase or a jar, but I prefer soda pop bottles because the opening on the top is just right to stick a taper candle in if you choose to use this for a candle holder, or it's really nice little opening for a bud vase as well. This is a New York seltzer bottle, and so it's kind of small, but I love them. I think they're cute, and besides, if you haven't tried New York seltzer yet, you should try it. So let's see, what else you're going to need is Mod Podge, or at least that's the adhesive of choice for me on this. And you're going to need some twine. I'm using jute twine. It's a little bit thicker than some of the twine out there, but the thicker it is, the less times you're going to go around the bottle with this. And if it's really thin twine, you're going to be wrapping for a long time. So we're going to use this. So you're going to start off, you're going to put some Mod Podge around the top because that's where we're going to start from. Get it on there. You don't want it to be too thick, you don't want it to be too thin. So we get that on there. Make sure you have a lot of your jute sticking out so that you don't have to keep stopping and pulling more out. And this is going to be a little difficult on camera here. But just start off wrapping it around and keeping it really close. You want as little gap if possible, preferably none, but a little won't be too bad. See how we're just going around and around? And we're going to do this all the way down the bottle. I'm going to get this started here, and then we're going to speed it up. So there you can see it beginning, and I need to add some more glue here, a little bit more Mod Podge. And we're going to wrap some more. But make sure you have enough on there at all times to keep your twine firmly attached. Just a reminder, while you're doing this, pull it snug. You don't want it on there loosely. You want to keep it snug the whole time. As you move along, put pressure on it just to make sure that everything is staying attached well. And also, if you see a little Mod Podge once in a while that comes up, between pieces of twine, don't worry about it because Mod Podge dries clear and I'm using matte, so it's not going to be shiny in any way. See how we're coming along here? Okay, we're almost done. And when you get down to the bottom, if your bottle or jar starts getting smaller, as you go around, just keep pushing the twine back up where it belongs. And if you have any little weird pieces that you don't want there, just pull them off. And just keep wrapping all the way till we get to the bottom. See there, it was starting to roll up. You just have to push it down. I actually did one of these with a spray adhesive, and I liked the way it worked. It was more of an instant hold than the Mod Podge is, but the flaw with it is that a spray adhesive basically, starts to dry, so you have to keep spraying it, and you have to make sure that you're not spraying the twine with it. So that's why I decided on Mod Podge. But if you want to try it with a spray adhesive, feel free to. It's just, in some ways it's easier, and in some ways it is more complicated. Okay, I'm going to actually have to go off camera a little bit to do this, so I'll be right back. I'm sorry I had to finish that last part off camera, but my explanation is this. My eyes aren't as good as they should be, and I would have had to hold this so close to my face that you wouldn't have been able to see it because my head would have been in the way of the camera. So, there we go, a blind crafter, right? Anyways, I just needed to make sure that I didn't get the twine underneath on the bottom when I'm wrapping. I had to make sure that I ended just before the bottom so that it will sit nicely and not wobble. So now we finished that part, and always, squeeze around on it, make sure it's adhering snugly, and there shouldn't be any problems with that whatsoever. And now we are ready for the next step, which is decorating it. So let me go get all my goodies together, and I'll be right back. Okay, I have everything together. The bottle is all ready to be decorated. And I got together a few supplies. These are all from Creating with Details, which is my go-to shop for things like this. This right here is a beautiful soft pink lace trim. Just love the detail on that. And talking about detail, we also have these filigree butterflies, and I really hope that you can see the detail. And what I really love about these, they're metal, but they can bend. So it looks like the butterfly's wings are up instead of just laying flat. It's kind of one of my favorite things. So I'll be using a couple of those. And this fancy white square applique, which is just beautiful. And I'm not going to use it as a square. I'm going to turn it that way. So to get started, we're going to start working on these butterflies. And I'm going to paint them a little bit, not with a brush. So let me set this area up, and I'll be right back. I put the butterflies on a piece of printer paper just so that after I'm done painting them, I can just kind of lift them up and move them out of the way without having to touch them. And I'm going to be painting them with this, it's a chalk paint, and it's a really soft pink color, and I'm not using a paintbrush. So what I'm going to do is put a little bit on my finger, and then we're gonna try to do this so I can get close to the camera so you could see. But I'm just gonna kind of wipe it around, rub it a little bit. We still want a little bit of that metal to show through. Hope you can see that good. I know it's difficult sometimes on camera, but we're just rubbing that little bit of chalk paint around on there. Whoops, flip that one over. Luckily, it's okay. So I'm going to keep dropping it and you can just laugh at me. It's like, okay, there we go though. I've got a little bit on there, and now I'm going to do this one. So again, just a little drop of paint. It's better to have too little and have to add a little than have too much. This is hard to do, holding it up, trying to show you what I'm doing. It's so much easier to do with it laying down. But I just wanted you to see what I'm doing here. And I might get a little drop more on that one. Come here. There we go. These butterflies are just gorgeous. And I love all the detail on these. My camera would just focus up that close. You see. But they're very beautiful. So there we go. See if that helps any. Okay. But that's not all I'm going to do to it. This other technique, let me wipe this paint off my fingers. This other technique I'm going to show you, I actually learned at Scrapbook Expo in an alternate art class. And let's see if I can possibly duplicate it. So we'll just leave those butterflies laying right there. And I'm using this bright pink metallic paint. And hopefully I don't make a complete mess. So I'm going to put a little across the brush. And then I'm just going to smack the brush a little bit. And hopefully this lands somewhere other than on the paper. There's some. Okay. Put a little bit more on there. And I'm just kind of smacking it. You guys, some people kind of, tap it. But I'm just kind of smacking it around. See if I can get some more on that side. The problem is when you do this, it can land anywhere and not always right where you want it. So I've got plenty on the paper and it looks really pretty. Let's just see if I can get some more over here on this side of the butterfly. Yeah, more on the paper. Well, it's a good thing about having the paper there, right? Let me see if I can get on this side of it. There we go. Okay. So I think I've got enough on there because I don't want it covered. I just want a little bit. Whoops. All right, let me move the paintbrush out of the way. I'll see if I can get this up here. The paper looks really pretty. Cool technique if you want to try it on paper. Hoping that you can see that really good on there. I have a lot of lighting in my room, but the camera doesn't always pick it up. My whole ceiling is lights. All right, I'm going to move this aside so that it can dry, and I'll be right back. Okay, well, the butterflies are drying. We're going to get on to the next step, which is going to be attaching this. And before we do, I actually have to tell you a funny story really quick because I just discovered it when I went to wash my hands. So I have a friend that sells jamberry nail wraps, and she saw my hands one day in a picture and she goes, "Oh, your nails are bare. You have to do something about that." So I thought, well, I'm going to give those a try. And I actually love them, but she doesn't understand the kind of crafting that I do. See that nail right there? That is the paint that I was just using, and I can't get it off. So I don't think these are great for crafting, but I think I'll just save them for special occasions. What do you think? Okay, so now we are going to put this on, and most of you will probably use hot glue guns, but I'm not allowed to use hot glue guns because, well, I'll burn myself and my husband's not into me getting burned. So I'm using Beacon's 3-in-1. I absolutely love it. It's the same people that make Fabri-Tac, which would also be great for this, but this happens to be the one I have sitting here with me. So I'm just going to make sure that I have the right side here. Yep. And I'm just going to put a little bit right here in the middle, and then kind of a little bit around the edges. I'm not going to go all the way to the edges of this pretty thing, but there we go. And I'm just going to find what I think looks like the center and put that on there. And we are going to let that dry, and then I'll be right back. Well, the Beacon's 3-in-1 dries very quickly, so this is ready to go, even though the paint on the butterflies is still drying. But we're just going to go right on to the next step. So as you remember, I painted the butterflies a really soft pink, and now I'm going to use that soft pink lace trim. And my arm is going to get in the way of the camera, and I apologize. I'll try to do this the best I can without my arm blocking the way. But I'm just wrapping this lace trim around the bottle, and actually I'm going to wrap the other direction first because I want to tie it on this side. That's just my preference. So let's see here. I'm not going to tie it in a bow, and you'll see why later. But I am going to tie it in a little knot, just like that. So that's hanging off the side of the bottle like that. And it doesn't look like much right now, but wait till you see what we're going to be doing with the butterflies. The butterflies are dry. They came out beautiful. And I put a little pink pearl in the middle and bent the wings up. And now it's time to attach them. So I'm going to attach one right here in the middle of this beautiful little applique. And get my glue opened here. Put a little bit right here on the back. And I'm going to stick it right in the middle, but at an angle. With the little wings up in the air. It is just perfect. You can see that and see how I have the wings up. Okay. And I am thinking I want to add the second one right up here. So that's what I'm going to do. Just put a little bit of glue on the back of this one. And I'm going to attach it right up here at the top. And its little wings are up also. And I'm going to attach it right up there by the ribbon. See if I get the lighting on it really good. Seems like with the lighting all being above, you can see something better when it's laying flat. Instead of upright, it seems to get shadowed. So I'm really sorry about that. But there we go. And we'll be right back. I want to show you another one I made, and I also want to get a candle in this to show you that it can be a candle holder. Well, the only candle I had is a little bit tall to show in the video, but I'll put a picture at the end. But it holds a candle nicely, and it's beautiful, and I'm using a dripless candle, so we don't have to worry about it dripping, down the bottle. If you wanted that look, you can always use a candle that drips, but This is just perfect. I can just see that on the table for a special candlelit dinner. It would definitely bring some romance and some character to the table. And here's another one that I made. And for this one, I used white rosebud braid trim from Creating with Details, along with the 3D pearl flower that I absolutely love. It's one of my favorite flowers. And I just wrapped the trim all the way around the bottle. You can always add another flower in the back if you want. And I think it's great. That one could be a candle holder as well. This one could hold flowers. It doesn't matter. You can use it either way. And let me show you that white rosebud braid trim. It is so pretty. Let me see if I can get a good picture of it here. It's just gorgeous. And it actually has a little sparkle to it. Not sure how well that's going to show up here on the camera. But it's sold by the yard, and it took about 1 yard to wrap around that bottle. But I just love these. They're versatile. Like I said, candle holders, bud vases, just a decoration, and they're so fun and easy to make, and definitely easy to dress up. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. I would love to hear your comments and thoughts on it. And if you liked it, please give me a thumbs up and share with your friends. It would be really appreciated. Also, if you aren't already one of my subbies, I would love it if you were. Thank you all so much, and happy crafting. Bye-bye.